We have breaking news. A judge has reached a verdict in the trial surrounding the murder of 22-year-old nursing student Laken Riley. That suspect, Jose Ibarra. Let's listen.
Count 2, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 3, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 4, felony murder. I find the defendant guilty. Count 5, kidnapping with bodily injury. I find the defendant guilty. Count 6, aggravated assault with intent to rape. I find the defendant guilty. Count 7, aggravated battery. I find the defendant guilty. Count 8, obstructing or hindering a 911 call. I find the defendant guilty. Count 9, tampering with evidence. I find the defendant guilty. Count 10, peeping Tom. I find the defendant guilty. I certainly will allow both sides to look at this if you want to do it. The next step is sentencing. I'm prepared to go forward with that now, or if either side suggests that you need a few minutes, an hour break or something to do that, then I'll certainly do that as well. Consider that.
We have one moment.
Sure. I understand.
We'll come back for sentencing.
I understand. We will recess till 12:30. Recess till 12:30. Will that work?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
We've just watched a judge in Athens, Georgia, convict Jose Ibarra on all 10 counts in the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. That includes murder charges. For more, I want to bring in ABC's Ike Ajachi and our legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer. Brian, we heard the judge just go through there very quickly. Guilty, 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 guilty.
Yeah, not much of a surprise there, especially when you look at the evidence that the prosecution put forward in terms of forensic evidence, circumstantial evidence, digital forensic evidence, the cell phone, the fingerprint, the DNA under the victim's fingernails. This wasn't a verdict that the judge felt he needed a lot of time to consider, and I think he felt very safe in the sense that if there is an appeal, and there probably will be, that he won't be overruled for anything that he had done in the decision or in the way he handled his case.
Brian, it's interesting to hear the 3 felony murder counts in addition to the top malice murder count, because felony murder is usually when someone dies in the process of you committing a different felony. So why see the 3 felony murder counts if he's guilty on that top count?
Yeah, so you hit the nail on the head, and this is why I want you to be my second C when we do a trial in the future, because you've got the malice murder, which is the murder with some sort of premeditation or some sort of aggravated circumstance, and then every felony murder can have a different theory. You can have felony murder because you attempted to rape a person, and throughout either the commission or the flight of the rape, you can get felony murder. You can have the felony murder based on kidnapping, same theory, the commission or the flight. And so when the judge goes through the different felony murders, he's looking at each different theory of Jose Ibarra committed a crime, and it resulted in a death, throughout the process of that crime.
So, Brian, what happens now? This is a quick verdict from the judge here. What can we look to for sentencing?
Yeah, the speed in which the sentence came about, I think, and also the judge is giving a very big wink and a nod of saying, I'm ready to do this right now if you want. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that I think Jose Ibarra is going to get the maximum penalty of life without the possibility of parole, what the prosecution was seeking in this case. I would imagine the defense is looking for an hour to speak with their client, because now they have to talk about the negative consequences, whether they be incarceration or immigration consequences that are going to flow from this case. And they want that opportunity opportunity to speak with their client now, and of course there may be some sort of language barrier with the need of an interpreter. I think we've seen Jose Ibarra with headphones on, and that's that purpose there. And so they just want to have the conversation of what's next. But ultimately, I think we're going to see a life without the possibility of parole sentence here.